In a report released today, the Commission of Inquiry on Syria has determined that the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham, also known as ISIS or Daesh, is committing the crime of genocide against the Yazidis, as well as multiple crimes against humanity and war crimes. Many of these crimes are taking place inside Syria. In the early hours of the 3rd of August 2014, ISIS fighters flooded out of their bases in Syria and Iraq and swept across Sinjar. The Sinjar region, lying 15 kilometers from the Syrian border in northern Iraq, is home to the majority of the world's Yazidis, a distinct religious community whose beliefs and practice span thousands of years and whose adherents ISIS publicly reviles as infidels. Within days of the attack, reports emerged of ISIS committing almost unimaginable atrocities against the Yazidi community, of men being killed or forced to convert, of women and girls, some as young as 9, being taken by force to Syrian and Iraqi towns where they are held in sexual slavery, and of boys ripped from their families and forced into ISIS training camps. ISIS has sought to destroy the Yazidis through killings, sexual slavery, enslavement, torture and inhumane and degrading treatment and forcible transfer, all causing serious bodily and mental harm, the infliction of conditions of life that bring about a slow death, the imposition of measures to prevent Yazidi children from being born, including forced conversion of adults, the separation of Yazidi men and women, and mental trauma, and the transfer of Yazidi children from their own families and placing them with ISIS fighters, thereby cutting them off from the beliefs and practices of their own religious community and erasing their identity as Yazidis. The public statements and conduct of ISIS and its fighters clearly demonstrate that ISIS intended to destroy the Yazidis of Sinjar, composing the majority of the world's Yazidi population in whole or in part. The Commission has made wide-ranging recommendations to the United Nations, the governments of Syria and Iraq, and the wider international community concerning the protection of and care for the Yazidi community of Sinjar. It is urging the Security Council to urgently refer the situation in Syria to the International Criminal Court, or to establish an ad hoc tribunal to prosecute these crimes. Over 3,200 women and children are still held by ISIS. Most are in Syria, where Yazidi women and girls continue to be sexually enslaved and Yazidi boys indoctrinated and trained. Thousands of Yazidi men and boys are missing. The genocide of the Yazidis is ongoing.